Welcome to Ask the $50 Billion Man with high-performance executive success coach Dan Peña. The only show where you ask and you get complete, no-holds-barred answers. You want the truth? Can you handle the truth? Ask only if you dare. Head on to www.askthefiftyBillionDollarMan.com to submit your questions. And now, your host, Dan Peña.
Hi kids, welcome to Ask the $50 Billion Man, podcast number 22. So let's get started. For the devotees who either haven't made it to Guthrie yet or won't, can you please expand on the mentor-mentee relationship? You have said that we should find someone who is where we want to be and who shares a common non-business interest. When approaching a target mentor, how should we explain the expectations of the relationship to them? I want to get as much as possible from him, but not as far and sour the relationship. Is there some common mentor-mentee etiquette? I don't know if it's etiquette, but let me give you some advice. Number one, when you go out with these men or women, they're always used to picking up the tab. I mean, if you're going to go for a coffee, you're going to go for lunch, I would recommend highly that you pay. Next, when they ask you, how much, what's the time commitment going to be? You just tell them the minimal in the beginning. And when we're talking about a mentor, I'm going to expand it to be your chairman as well. And but you will need more time as the deal gets traction. If it's just a general mentor-mentee relationship and it's not going to have anything to do with your business, then you say that periodically you'd like to be able to call him, maybe monthly, etc. Always be polite. Always call him Mr. My recommendation is, even if they say call me John or Dan, I'd still call him Mr. or Miss or Mrs. If you had $1 for every time some cunt asked you, how do I achieve something, which made you answer, just fucking do it, would you be a $100 billion man? Well, no, that's an exaggeration, but I do get countless questions like that. And they think there's some magic. They think that there's tips or secrets. There aren't any. Just try it, do it, and pivot and morph, and you'll be successful. If one has to take the alpha role to succeed in business, how do women attract an alpha male as a partner in love? That's a good question. Well, maybe you don't want an alpha male as a partner in love. Having two alphas in a relationship can be strenuous. So I'm not so sure that's a requisite. What is the fastest way I can grow a business globally? I mean, the fastest way you can grow a business globally is fill a need, fill a niche, and be first. Working as hard as you, did you find it hard to keep the one you love very close to you throughout the years, even while you were broke? No, I never did. I found somebody, as it's been proven, I've had two wives, my first wife for many years, and up until she decided she didn't want to be married to me anymore, which is a whole other podcast. She was very loyal, very supportive. And my current wife, Sally, who's love of my life, she is very supportive all the time. What weight would you give to the knowledge you acquired in your master's in finance to your subsequent success? Well, I never finished my master's in finance. I'm a few units short, which I've mentioned more than once. I never saw fit to go back. I'm sure if I went back, that maybe give me some credit for work life experience. But it had nothing. It had zero to do with my success. How important has that knowledge gained you as a percentage of your overall, Not even 1%. As I understand it, in QLA, from time to time, you have to bluff, go all in when the time is right, and maintain a poker face all over the game. Does QLA therefore also make you a better poker player? I don't know. I don't gamble, but maybe it does. But you have to act as if you have no limits to your abilities. Are all the books and people who are talking about win-win deals and situations lying? Well, I've never found a 100% win-win deal. Somebody always wins more than others, but it makes it sound better to sell books, tapes, etc. How can I avoid being thrown out of my own board? Well, with great difficulty, but if you show value, you add value, you won't be. If I understand correctly, it is one of my major tasks as a CEO to form a strong team that will work perfectly together through hard times. No, not perfectly. No team works perfectly. How do I do that if I have little experience in forming a team? Should I just act as if I knew it? You act, but I mean, your mentor will help you along with the rest of your dream team, your non-executive board members. Some of your high potential mentees had nervous breakdowns and had to quit on the top of their game. What would have been the solution for them to being able to avoid these breakdowns? I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I've had a few. We have to go back to their childhood. How much self-esteem did they have, et cetera, et cetera. And, some people look for self-sabotaging activities to fail because they don't think they deserve the success. What do you think of being an oil investor in something you were before? Has it changed since you sold your shares? Is it useless to go into the part of the sector at present time? No. Oil has come down from 100. I don't know what it'll be, but it got down into actually the high 40s and then bounced back up to got down into the high 30s and then bounced back to the high 40s. I don't know what it'll be by the time this is viewed. But the oil industry, but it's a tough business. A lot of alpha males in it. Stupidly, I have not tried the contest. I just assume I won't win, so don't bother to play. Could this be a reflection of how I'm thinking in everyday life? Of course, it typifies your life. You don't think you can win, so you don't try. When building the dream team, is it most important to find lawyers, accountants, and mentors who have made money with multiple deals in your industry? That's a better scenario. I'm in the app social network business with my own twist, and I have realized that some lawyers do not know anything about app procedure, and there are not that many super successful people in apps and social networking. Is it important that they just believe in you and have done big deals or business or done business industry specificity, taken even higher performance? I'm leaning towards industry experts, but the internet changes every day. You want industry experts. You said it's cheaper to buy revenue than make it. Do you recommend the first acquisition after the first deal is closed or of companies in your industry, or would you start diversifying immediately? I wouldn't diversify at all. Laughing out loud, were you serious about the ghosts? Yes, we have 2 ghosts here, arguably 3 now. Do you believe others' limiting beliefs impact what you can accomplish? Not mine. Nothing can limit my success, but for most people, and that's why it's important for you to be around positive people. Great presentation indeed. I feel like I was always looking for someone like you. No bullshit. My challenge is I'm in business where I have no human interaction whatsoever. I'm an independent futures trader, no boss, no team, no nothing, just numbers and a split-second decision reference imbalances in supply-demand. I do okay, but I know I could do much better, and something is stopping me. Tried many things, visualizations, meditation included, no improvement. You're not doing well. You're not doing visualizations properly, because they should work. They will work. They do work. Do you have any advice for the lone wolf like me? I just gave it to you. We are the average of the 5 people that we hang around the most. Does your partner, wife, have to be a high performance person? If not, what are the common traits of high performance couples? They don't have to be a high performance person, but they have to be much more high performance than the average person, and they have to be supportive. What inspired you to pull your pants up and become a successful individual? The military, and becoming an officer, a young officer at 21 years of age. Can you really change the attitude of perception of someone who is afraid to succeed in generating wealth? Yes, I can. I do it in the seminar every time I give a seminar. In choosing between multiple excellent options to pursue, what dynamic influences your decision most heavily? Follow your heart. Why is one never satisfied where what he is? That's not true. I mean, you shouldn't be satisfied because we're always leaving stuff on the table. Last year, I celebrated a big birthday, and in my speech, I made reference to how much I still left on the table. I mean, I was 70 years old. When is someone considered to be successful? Someone's, you will know your success before anybody else does. What's the one thing all entrepreneurs should focus on, regardless of their industry or business model, to be truly successful? There isn't one thing. I mean, you're successful in your industry when you've done well at it, when you're the first or second in your industry and you're making positive changes. My question to you is, out of all your success, which one is the best, that when you stand before God, He will say, well done, you are a good and faithful servant? I don't know, but I would think it's because I drug kicked so many of you sorry fucking bastards across the goal line so you could fulfill your dreams. Do you maintain a routine or not, and how has that affected building success? Yes, I do maintain a routine, and I'm pretty stringent about following it. Part of that routine is always eating well, or not always. I mean, I do stray 2-3 times a month, and it is harder when I'm traveling. And I exercise 5, 6, sometimes 7 times a week, and I'm always. As a world-class surgeon told me many years ago, he said, Dan, when I do my daily list of what I'm going to accomplish today, if I finish the daily list, that means there wasn't enough on the list. How do you measure the performance of your team in all areas concerning their responsibilities within the company? Well, first of all, I was taught many, many years ago that really true great managers and great employees don't have to be managed. They see an opportunity, they see something that should be done, and they fill the breach. How do I measure them? I mean, what gets measured gets accomplished. Numbers are put to everything that we do in all my companies. With you already beyond successful, if you were starting over with nothing, here we go again, at all, would you? What would your first 5 steps be in starting towards your goal of success? My first 5 steps would be, forget 5 steps. I'd find something I was passionate about and I loved, and I'd follow that dream. What is the single best advice you would give to a person that would do exactly what you say? Well, first of all, there are not many people like that, to prove that the quantum leap advantage can get results. Just fucking do it. What do you feel are the 3 core fundamentals of creating quantum compound growth and wealth? There aren't, it's easier to buy revenue than create it. How do you change your work ethic? show me your friends and I show you your future. Why do most people conform? Because it's the easiest way and they want to be liked. How can I eradicate health anxiety? How can I? Well, if that means how can I eradicate health anxiety worldwide, I'm not sure, but if you came up with a cure for everything, name one person who you say have you've mentored you the most towards your road to success, and do you still have a working relationship with? I've mentioned it, Costa Grazos, Jim Newman, and Jerry Ormond, and they're all passed away. God rest their souls. So you've come a long way to get where you are. Do these courses with these people keep you sharp? Yeah, it's one of the reasons I enjoy it so much. I mean, you have to keep sharp. I currently follow, depending on the time frame, between 80 and 110 or more businesses on a weekly basis. I mean, most people watching this podcast couldn't do that. As my wife would say, I have the brain as big as a planet. I'm not sure that's true, but because I love what I'm doing, I can do it. Do you ever get bored of it? No. Do you ever feel like you've reached the top so there is nowhere else to climb? Never. I see that someone could just make an excuse and stop moving forward, so I want to know what keeps your fire burning. Well, my burning fire or burning desire, whatever you want to call it, is that I've been given some gifts, quite a few. I've developed those gifts to extraordinary levels. And I feel we were all put on this earth, whether you believe in a higher power or not, to be all we can be. And I'm doing my very, very best until they put dirt on me to be all I can be. You say money is the most important thing, but how do you spend it to get power, which is more sought after? No, I don't. I say money isn't everything. Will you please fucking read the shit on my site, you fucking moron? Money's not everything, but it's the only thing anybody keeps track of. And the people that are seeking power are normally in politics. I don't know anything about that. I had an opportunity to run for big office twice, and I turned them down both times. What is the best way to stop destroying the health of the planet? You're talking to the wrong person, but there's many initiatives that are trying to save the planet. Is it possible to be fully dedicated to more than one thing in life? So how do you decide what to let go and laser focus on one thing without regretting your decision? You follow the thing that's most important to you, the thing that you have the most passion for, the thing that you can work 15, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week and not call it work. What is the one value that you hold true to this day? What is one value that you hold true to this day? Honesty. How did you turn $849? It's not $849, you dipshit. It's $820. You started off with into your first million. It didn't go to the first million, actually. It went to about, 20 or 30 million first. It was a quantum leap. And it was in the oil business. I founded my own company, and I did a contract. I did $50 million in business with the government my first year in business with one employee, which was me. I don't mean to come at you like a complaining cunt. You already sound like one, but it's damn near impossible to raise funding as a startup real estate developer like myself with no track record, coming from a highly disadvantaged background with no capital to contribute. You are sounding like a whining cunt. Zit none. I have approached as many funding institutions as I could possibly find, and they're all saying the same thing. You need to contribute at least 10% of the total project cost. No one is willing to fund up to 100% of the project, even when you claim to be helping the poor. They don't give a shit about helping the poor, banks that you're talking about. They not doing shit. Yeah, I believe you. You're only targeting people with rich parents and rich partners, blah, blah, blah. As you know, you spoke about dream teams, but I have no access to anyone remotely close to assisting my position, No one believes in me, man. I am only one who believes in myself. Well, you must not believe in yourself because you're not doing anything about it, you stupid cunt. I come from a poor background and environment, so really no one here looks past getting a job. I'm really passionate about real estate development. I can do wonders. I can interpret and draw building plans. Nobody cares about that. Though I have no formal varsity schooling in architecture, I can put together construction aspects almost as well as a construction manager. I have an extraordinary eye for design, and I know what people want. I just don't know anymore. I have been busting my ass since I registered my company last year, trying to raise funding. It just hasn't been happening no matter how good the goddamn opportunity is. Please say something. I don't know what the fuck to do anymore, and I'm in South Africa, birth away. I don't know what that means. I'm going to tell you the 3 most successful people that I've had over the last 22 years in raising money. Each one of them made between 1,500 and 1,800 calls to individual financial institutions in the year, in the first year they were in business. I'm going to say it again, between 1,500 and 1,800 calls. Let's just call it 1,200 calls a year. Let's make it simple. Okay, that's 100 calls a month. Okay, and I know you don't work on weekends because you're a lazy cunt. So let's just say it's 100 calls a month. That's 25 calls a week, right? That's 5 calls a day. If you can't make 5 calls a day to independently and different financial institutions, then you ought to just forget about it. But if you do, you'll find your money. I don't care where you are. And on that happy note, I'll say this is the end of this podcast, and look forward to seeing you someday here at Guthrie, hopefully. Peace.